Hi guys, my name is Anne Gilmore and I'll be your resident scientist this next year. I was born and raised in Bryan College Station, so this is home to me, and I grew up here and decided to stay here for school. I earned an undergraduate degree in nutrition from Texas A&M. Growing up, I always thought I was going to go to medical school and be a doctor. The idea of making sick people well was always really fascinating, but in undergraduate I took a lot of different classes. I actually changed my major 4 different times, and I finally realized that maybe I was more interested in how things worked or why they worked the way they did, and maybe more in prevention of disease or treatment of disease through the foods we eat. So, you know, your body needs food, so I wanted to know what that food did in your body and how your body utilized it to make your everyday life a lot better so you have the energy to do the things you need to do. So I ended up in nutritional sciences, and I am now working on a PhD. I'm starting my 4th year. Throughout all my classes, you know, I was never really the smartest person in my class, but I studied really hard and a lot of persistence in my study to keep going even though things got difficult for me, or maybe I had to study a lot more than my friends. But I finally got through, and I just finished my coursework this past spring. So no more classes. Graduate school is a lot of fun. You take a little bit of class and it's things you get to pick out. So if you like a class and you're interested in the subject, you get to take it. No one's making you take it. There's not a lot of stuff you have to take just to make someone else happy. You get to make your own self happy. Right now I'm starting in on my research, which I've talked about a little bit of the area it's in, but I will be formulating hamburger patties that you eat on a regular basis, and I'll be feeding them to older women. And then they'll do some exercise, and we'll take some blood from them and see how different components of their blood are doing as an effect of the diet or as a result of their diet and exercise. So we're going to relate that back to many different diseases, including cardiovascular disease. I may not look like a typical scientist today. I'm dressed a little bit differently than what you would think about if you thought about a scientist. No lab coat or funny glasses or anything like that, but I'd like to take a little journey with you today. I like to call it from farm to food. And so we'll take a look at different farm animals and what they eat, and then how they're processed into the food that we eat. And then I'll take you through my lab and show you different experiments and things that we study to influence the process of the farm to food. Hey guys, welcome to AzTrack. It's an Aggie experimental station. This is the farm, and this is where a lot of animals are raised for experimental use. A lot of different studies can be done. They can be fed different components, which is really what my research focuses on. We just started a study this summer where we feed pigs differing diets and see how they react to those diets. So I'd like to show you around a little bit and show you maybe some of the different animals that you can see out on the farm that are used for research. So back behind me is where the mother pigs and their babies are born, and the piglets are nurtured and cared for there in that building until they're large enough and strong enough to live over in the stalls back behind me. And they will live with each other, probably about 10 or 20 pigs into a stall. They're pretty big stalls. We'll go take a look at them in a little bit. And hey guys, so as you can see behind me, there's a big stall of pigs, and they are rolling around and having a good time, and obviously very dirty. When we do studies with them, usually, or in the case of my study, they will get larger pigs who are at what we call market weight. They're ready to be turned into food, and we separate them 1 pig per pen. So they'll be in a pen like this one, and they'll have lots of space to run around and play, and then we will feed them a diet every day. And since we want 1 pig to eat 1 diet and for them not to share their food with their friends, we will put their diet into this trough, and they will eat out of it, and a pig's a pig and they love what they eat, so they're pretty good at eating whatever you feed them. Usually, sometimes they can get kind of picky about texture, so sometimes they don't really like slop as much as what we consider pigs to eat, but it's just a grain, like a dry meal sort of thing. So we pour that in here that we formulated, and then they eat it, and then we wait a while and wait for them to digest their food, and we take blood samples from this chute, so we don't have to wrestle them around or anything like that. So we'll just simply draw blood from their ear vein, and then we'll have some pictures, and you can see that we centrifuge the blood right here on the spot, and then we'll put it on ice and take it back to our lab for further sampling and analysis. So that's what we do here at the farm, our scientific lab. Hey guys, welcome to my lab here at Texas A&M. We took a little journey from the farm all the way to the food that results from the animals that were raised on the farm, and now I'd like to discuss a little bit about how my research impacts the final product of animals, and then the final product of the food. So first of all, I'd like to point out this very cool sign. We have a sister lab in South Korea that we work with on a regular basis, and I actually got the opportunity to go to South Korea for 8 weeks about 2 years ago to do research over there. So that was a really cool opportunity for me, a great chance for me to interact with their culture and learn a little bit about how they do research over there. This lab is what we kind of call a chemical lab or an organic lab. We use a lot of solvents and different things to take samples and then extract different components out of this. So in this station under the hood, we take fat samples or even muscle samples from the animals, and we extract the lipid from them or the fat from them. And then we can extract the fat and then run it on what we call a gas chromatograph, and then we get a printout of different fatty acids or different fats that show up in the tissues. This is our GC room, or gas chromatograph room. This is probably the instrument we use the most in our lab, right here. And you can see these are the samples of the lipid we've extracted from our tissues, and we put them here in the circular thing, and it scoots back, and there's a needle back here, I don't know if you can see it, and it shoots down into the top of these vials and sucks up some lipid or fat, and with these gases back here, they all are hooked up to this machine. So the fat is vaporized and it goes through a column that the fats either like the column or they don't like the column. They either stay in the gas phase or they are attracted to the column. So then it goes out into a detector, and then the computer gives us this printout, and it shows us how long each gas or each fatty acid stayed in the column. So this fatty acid here came out really soon, and these stayed longer in the column. Okay, so our lab has a bunch of different rooms, as you can tell. So this is our cell culture room, and this is actually where I spend a lot of my time. If we're not doing fatty acid analysis, then I'm in here doing cell culture. So we take samples from the slaughter floor, which we visited earlier, and so we actually get the samples straight from the animal, and we culture it in these dishes. So we can actually cut up the tissue and put pieces of the tissue on the plate, and then the cells will migrate out from the tissue and settle on the bottom of these plates, which is really crazy that these cells can live on the bottom of these plates. And then we fill it with medium so they have nutrients and everything they need to grow successfully. And then we can visualize them under a microscope, because if you just looked at the plate, you may not see the cells and you may not think anything's there, but if you put them under the microscope, then you can see your cells. And then we can, after the cells have grown and we've treated them in a way that we would like, then we can take the cells and detach them from the bottom of the plate, and look at gene expression of the cells. So they also have DNA in them, and we can look at what genes are being expressed more often or at a higher level than other genes. And oftentimes diet can affect how much genes are expressed in us and in the animal. So what we feed the animal affects what genes are expressed and what meat they produce for us to consume. I don't always go to school. I enjoy doing many different things with my friends and family. I recently got married, so now I'm having fun hanging out with my husband, and we have a dog named Charlie and a new cat named Carmen, so they're a lot of fun. Brian, my husband, and I play video games together and just relax and play pool together and darts, so we have a lot of fun, and it's nice. Hey guys, this is Anne. I'm here at my house, and we're going to take a look around and see what I do when I'm not in the lab. Sorry for the close-up, I'm filming myself, so let's go. Let's take a trip. Here's Charlie. Charlie! Hey! Yep, she's the Chihuahua. She's mean. Oh look! Another Charlie and Brian. Hey guys! And Carmen the cat. Ooh! Yes! Carmen really likes her toy. She's the newest addition to the family. Oh, Brian, gladiators? Yes? Oh yeah. Every Monday we watch gladiators at the house.
'Cause it's awesome.
'Cause it's awesome. So yeah, lots of fun. Oh, we even play some rock bands. But not right now, gladiators. So, yeah. The wonderful husbands. And the wonderful brother-in-law, wonderful brother-in-law, and the cat, and the dog. That's the family. Thanks for stopping by our house. See you later. Thanks for going on this journey with me today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you get to see that science takes a lot of different team players with many different talents. So you may not think you have the same talent as the next person, but your interest and your expertise is very important to put the big puzzle and to answer the big questions. And I really look forward to working with y'all this year, and I hope we make some new discoveries together.